Hello everyone, as usual, Thursday live trading room. We are here and we are here with Lachlan. Lachlan, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I hope you guys are great. I'm just changing some sound settings in the background.
Great, great. So, we have discussed with Lachlan quickly, briefly, the situation in the market before the live stream. And Lachlan is telling that most likely we will have the very volatile days and maybe weeks. And honestly, it's pretty expectable. It was expected because of the geopolitical situation right now in the world. So thanks to Lachlan, we will have a person who will guide you guys, help you guide the markets in such volatile period and make
Very good.
as less mistakes as possible, right? And perfectly zero mistakes. From my side, before I give the word to Lachlan, I will just tell that we are having a refer a friend campaign. It means that if you refer your friend and he buys a challenge, he gets 25% off and then you get 25% off as well. So pretty simple, any challenges, just call your friend, hey, here is the link, you can get your challenge 25% off. He gets discount and you get the discount afterwards. Very, very simple. Lachlan, I'm giving the word to you. What do you think about the market?
But at this point, we're in for another volatile day, but it's going to be probably easier than yesterday. So yesterday was hyper volatile. Today looks that the S&P is trending really nicely today. So
Great.
I think we're good. I think we're good. Perfect.
Cool.
All right.
Then I'm
let me
gonna
run.
give the word to you and good luck as usual.
Perfect. All right, let me, guys, let me grab my share. Let me grab my share for you. There it is. Guys, are going to make sure that I've got to make sure that our Zoomers can chat to each other. You guys can chat to each other. So everyone on Zoom or anyone on Zoom, g'day, Diane. There you go. I was going to say, can I have a sound check? There is my sound check. So we're good to go. So, as with all that said, let me just move some stuff around the screen. The S&P 500, as I was talking to Christian earlier, the S&P 500 has just had the most amazing reversal, most amazing reversal off its S2. So off its S2. It's also off the daily 50 Fibonacci. So when we get into the charts, I'll be able to show you what these guys are reversing off. Keith, how are you? I hope you're fantastic. So, guys, all in all, I think we're in for a really good day. I think the day will be a little bit easier than yesterday. Yesterday was just crazy volatile. Mind you, we were waiting for an absolutely wonderful reversal, and about 25 minutes after we shut the LTR, guys, we got a 4-point turning bar long. It went around about 230 points to the high side. It was an incredible trade for anybody that got it. Guys, I didn't get it. I was downstairs having dinner, so I'm a little bit annoyed by that. But in fact, so annoyed, guys, so annoyed by that. I said to Akito, what we're going to do, so we're moving house, guys, in about a week. I said the moment we set up in our new place, I'm actually going to have a screen downstairs, so a 2-story house. I'm going to have a screen downstairs. So if I've been waiting 90 minutes for a really lovely reversal and it happens to set up 10 minutes after I walk away from the computer, I will be able to see the screen. I'll be able to run back upstairs again and take the trade. Because as much as the LTR goes runs for 90 minutes, the trading on the FDAX goes really well for about 4 to 5 hours. So again, we can have that later trade set up, and my gosh, it was amazing, guys. It was amazing to watch. Now, that being said, guys, welcome to the session. Now, I do believe, guys, we're live on YouTube again today, guys. So let me introduce myself for those that don't know. Guys, we'll run through what we do and why we do it and ultimately get into the charts. So my biggest tip, guys, something I discovered very, very early on in my trading career. Trading is not easy, but it is very, very simple. is how do we make our trading simple? We follow a very, very highly defined set of rules, and we try and follow that set of rules every day, day after day, with the intent of being consistently profitable. Now, guys, when you start breaking trading rules, trading becomes really, really difficult. So for anybody out there, if you want a tip on how to make trading as easy as possible, just simply don't break the rules. So if you're looking for some really, really detailed gospel on that, it's literally as simple as please don't break the rules. Now, guys, the best traders that I've ever seen are in a live trading room. Ultimately, why, guys? Traders trading in itself can be quite a lonely game. So as a trader, guys, if you're working with a great community, you've got a great team behind you. As we say, guys, we hunt as a pack. If you can hunt as a pack, guys, my humble opinion, you're going to be a lot more successful as a trader, a lot faster. So the reason we run a live trading room is ultimately immediate proof of performance and builds confidence in what we do. There's obviously nowhere to hide, guys, nowhere to hide. And also we can do the AMA, Ask Me Anything format, guys. So again, today, if there's any questions at all about what we do or why we do it or how we do it, absolutely brilliant. The live trading rooms run 5 days a week, guys, and we've also got a virtual LTR running in the background, guys, that runs for around about 20 hours a day for those people that do want to venture into the charts either before we start or after we finish, guys. Now that virtual LTR, guys, we'll do a fair bit of development on that over the next 4 to 5 months, because as a spot for traders to hang out, guys, it's actually a really, really cool little place for people to hang out. Now, that being said, guys, we'll roll through our compliance. So first and foremost, we'll have people on futures and also CFDs today. So both of those, guys, involve risk, because both instruments are traded on margin. Margin basically means you borrow money every time you take a trade. What does that mean? Guys, it increases the risk of making money. It also increases the risk of losing money. So today, as you'll find, the focus is 100% on professional risk control. General information, guys, everything we do today is general information only. The past performance of all financial products is no longer allowed to be used as a reference for future performance. We were allowed to many moons ago, guys. We're not allowed to do that anymore. Now, market risk factor, important point, guys, because we're going to be presenting over the internet today. I'm going to do my best to guide you in and out of the market as best as I possibly can. As that being said, we're going to be following the teachings of the 101 training course, which is through Samurai. Guys, I'll do my best to guide you market as per that video course, guys. And again, guys, there's no guarantee you'll be able to get in where I want you to, or get out where I want you to get out. Guys, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to use a risk control. So basically, if we get a really good entry, I'll say, guys, your entry price is exactly here. And what we're going to do is control our risk once we move amount. Guys, if it's volatile, we'll look to control our risk around about 10 points into those. If the volatility drops off, we'll look for about a 5-point risk control. So guys, who am I? Very, very brief history. Started trading effectively properly. Guys, I started my actual trading journey in 2007. Guys, that's when I joined a company in the US to learn to trade. They were using tick charts. Now, tick charts are really, really good on good days, but they're also really bad on bad days. So in 2009, guys, I migrated across to 5-minute chart trading. 2009, I also started my own trading school on the 1st of August, 2009. Guys, since then, I've basically written all the strategies and indicators. Everything that we do, guys, is all mathematically based. The beauty of a mathematical trading algorithm, guys, it's very, very easy to basically copy what we do on a daily basis over and over and over and over again, guys. And the beauty of futures trading is because the market can't be manipulated by brokers, we can normally target a 90% strike rate with what we do. And guys, that's really important. Now, guys, speaking of 90% strike rate, I will be focused on static entries today. Guys, so static entries are entries where we wait for the candle to close and then we make a decision on what they're doing. Guys, there will be some of you that want to trade dynamically, which means you're going to wait for the market to push through a pivot and then enter going back the other way. I will also guide you in and out, guys, of those dynamic entries. That said, guys, if you want to be really, really good in the game of trading, guys, probably start with static entries and then work your way up to dynamic entries. You might actually find you don't need the dynamic entries because you're so good at statics. Now, social media, guys, the only major change at this point is, again, our Samurai Day Trading, guys, on Facebook has become Samurai Day Trading HQ. We're building a new page there, guys, so we can do some targeting, targeted affiliate work. Speaking of that, guys, a number of people have said, Lockie, very interested in finding out about the affiliate program. Guys, now the new website is up and is in beta form. Speaking of that, guys, I'll show you the new website while we talk about it very, very quickly. So the website is up in beta, guys. So we're basically just fine-tuning a couple of little bits and pieces on the actual website itself. Let me bring it up for you. Right, so this is what the new website looks like. Guys, now people say, Lockie, there a new website? Guys, the new website is backloaded with a really, really awesome affiliate program. Guys, so we've got quite a few people that have said, Lockie, I'd like to become an affiliate. How do I promote what you do around the world? Guys, the new website, guys, allows us to do all of that affiliate marketing, track everybody, find out what's going on, guys. So again, if you're interested, guys, you are no longer emailing info@samurai-daytrading.com. Guys, you're emailing say hello at samurai-daytrading.com. Guys, we have a new team member. She's absolutely amazing, guys. She's coordinating all of that. So if you're interested in that, guys, say hello at Samurai. Okay, now we're still doing our free monthly hub meetings. Guys, they're actually really, really popular. Guys, this month, guys, it'll be the last calendar Thursday of March. Guys, and we are going to do some live market analysis. We're also going to do static chart analysis in that as well. It's a beautiful AMA format. So, guys, we're going to focus on what works. We clearly don't focus on what doesn't work. I'm just looking at the FDAX rallying really, really nicely, guys, like the S&P 500 is doing. Okay, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Basically, what to expect today, guys, we're going to be focused on the FDAX, guys. So when we get into the charts, guys, that's what the charts are going to look like. I'm going to focus on what I've been focusing on since 2009. Guys, primarily candlestick analysis. The delta is working very, very well in the current volatility. Guys, I'm a massive fan of ratios. Guys, everything I do is ratio-based. Guys, and I love ABC and stair-step. Right, so that's what we're going to be focused on today. As I'd suggest with the volatility, we'll probably pick up 4 to 5 very good trades, probably 2 to 3 really stunning static trades, guys, and then we'll pick up some delta. We'll pick up some delta trades off the back of that as well. So we'll jump into, guys, let me jump into the charts. Now, everybody should be able to see charts right across the board. Now, I've done all of your pre-market, guys, all of your pre-market analysis. And again, there's a fair bit of detail, guys, fair bit of detail to go through on this one. That's a very, very interesting spot for the FDAX to be sitting. Guys, what we'll do, we'll go full screen. We'll go full screen on the FDAX. We'll head up to I'll put some labels up here at this point in time. So we had a very, very big, guys, I would suggest war-triggered sell down last week. Guys, so again, as I was talking about, guys, in the live trading room yesterday, the really, really big drop that occurred on the FDAX weekly chart was primarily triggered by war. So generally speaking, the only recovery we're going to get is going to be once again triggered by the war being finished. Now, the US is talking about finishing the war. Iran is talking about extending the war. Either way, guys, if I was a betting man, I would suggest that the US may have miscalculated their enemy on this one. And I think it's probably going to go a lot longer, guys, a lot longer than what many people would anticipate. That would be my humble ex-military opinion. I think they've made a couple of really, really key mistakes on this one, and it's not going to end as scripted. Now, guys, as I was talking to Christian earlier, guys, what it means is we're going to be trading in volatile conditions for potentially some time. If the war was to finish tomorrow, then it would take 2 or 3 days for the markets to slow down, guys. But if Iran decides to keep doing stuff, guys, we're just going to be dealing with volatility. Now, ultimately, what does it mean? We can trade both up and down, guys. If the risk is too much on the FDAX, for example, you can switch to the micro FDAX. Guys, or if you're on the NASDAQ or S&P 500, naturally, guys, you can just switch down to the lower contract, still trade, but still do everything that we're doing. Just be really, really careful that we're not going to get into have too much risk. Now, down on the daily chart, guys, really, really interesting. Today, we spoke yesterday getting ready for the LTR. Let me just grab a button here. Guys, we spoke yesterday about the daily swing trigger short that we're setting up with really, really lovely ratios. What's occurred is that daily swing trigger has triggered, and obviously we're starting to run down into the daily swing trigger. What does it ultimately mean? Guys, generally speaking, Fibonacci drawn up to catch them on the way down is ultimately the safest way to catch the sellers and try and pick up a really, really lovely reversal. I see this big gap in the market. This big gap in the market would suggest that, again, the buyers are going to try and close the gap at some point, but please be advised, That does not have to happen today, guys. So please do not be a gap close trader. People that say, "Oh, there's a gap, it's got to go up," because it might actually go down a long way before it turns around and goes back the other way. Okay. The 4-hour chart, guys, is generally our little danger chart. Now, as I was getting ready, I saw these wicks around this particular Fibonacci here, guys, that Fibonacci there, saying, wow, these sellers are struggling to impress. Guys, then obviously it's been quite a negative end to Wall Street last night, and we've got a big gap down in Europe. I do note the Fibonacci that's winning the day at this point in time, the Fibonacci winning the day is that 90%, which is actually drawn on the 60-minute chart, not the 4-hour chart. So that suggests to me, guys, that we may genuinely be in 60-minute chart trades. Therefore, they're probably going to watch 60-minute chart Fibonacci's. Now that means that Fibonacci can now go. We don't need that one. So what we may end up with, guys, as we roll into the open, we may end up with a really, really strong, efficient 60-minute bar to the high side. Now, we do know the European markets love to go to the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. At this point in time, the 50 fib, as I've drawn it up to catch them on the way down, and we're literally just under the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. That's that green one hiding just in here. Okay. Now, if you do trade the pre-market, there's an absolutely wonderful reversal that occurred on the 5-minute chart off the 88.6 fib. Now, I don't trade the pre-market, but I'll tell you what, I'm keeping a very close eye, guys, on the S&P 500 leading into the European Open, because today the S&P 500 has set up the most incredible reversal off a pivot and run long, and that's one of the reasons why the FDAX has actually dragged long as well. Now, from that signal I'm talking about, guys, off the 88.6, we have gone at least 80 points to the high side. Now, my personal KPI, guys, I'm happy with 5 points a day. I'm excited by 10. I'm stoked with 20. It's already gone 80. Okay, so there is a potential, if you've got this confluence between the different markets, there is a potential, guys, to pick up a really lovely FDAX pre-market trade, or guys, you can just use exactly the same strategy on the S&P 500. Guys, it's incredible move that's just occurred on the S&P. Now, down to the 60-minute chart. We're looking for a really, really strong, guys, efficient 60-minute candle coming into open. If in the next 11 minutes or so, this candle gets pushed down and is basically not strong, not really that convincing, we are highly likely to get a sell back down. Now, again, at the moment, we're selling, guys. There's a double failure reversal for the FDAX traders off the S1. So if you do trade the pre-market, there is a sell signal currently triggering, guys, on the 5-minute chart down, guys, a really lovely sell signal off the S1. All right, down to the 15-minute chart. Guys, what have we got? We have got a 15-minute chart. Buyers on the stair step here, guys. That is not a static bar reversal. Okay, absolutely brilliant. So on the 15-minute chart, double check, 1, 2, 3, buyers on the stair step. So if we were to close, guys, if we close like that, in around about 11 minutes, that will be a 15-minute chart ratio-based static bar reversal short after these guys have failed to go up through the S1. Right, so we may be looking at a really nice sell down first based on that 15-minute chart. 30-minute chart is actually going to give us a swing trigger short. Right, so there's a swing trigger point sitting at 432. 432, right there. Here we go. All right, so this here, that's 432. Okay, now that is a 30-minute chart. Whoopsie, 30-minute swing trigger short. Now, why is that important? If they were to sell down hard, come down here, fail at Fibonacci, and fail to basically trigger that 30-minute swing trigger short, what's going to actually occur is they're going to turn around and probably go long for 30 minutes. All right, so we're talking, for the slightly more experienced traders, we're talking potentially a really, really lovely opportunity to try and hold a long trade for a significant distance. Right, now, as we come into the open, as we're not quite there yet, I'm going to use a dominant candle extension. All right, we're looking for the 133, the 133 failure just below the 30-minute swing trigger point. Now, if anyone is short, as if anybody is short off the S1, right, this is the trade that I was talking about before. There's an absolutely lovely 4-hour signal there that they may have just failed. If you are short off the S1, guys, your MDI angle is currently 82 degrees. Right? That means you're going to try and hold your short for as long as you possibly can. Guys, if we start getting around about the 82, 83, 84, 85 degrees mark, then basically, like yesterday, guys, any swing trigger short, any efficient candle short, we're going to jump on, provided we get a nice retrace and nice rejection. We're going to jump on those, guys, and we're going to use a short range risk control point, guys, with a longer range target. If you can use 2 targets, guys, I'd use a short range first target, like a 5 or a 6 point target. Then I would go for a really long second range target. Now, just be aware, guys, if you are getting funded, guys, just be aware there are some funding partners out there that have dynamic trailing stops. TTP is not one of them, guys, so there's no reason why you can't go for a really good target on each trade. Okay, now across to the FESX, guys, across to the FESX. Again, back up to the weekly chart, guys. So again, the buyers on the weekly chart, guys, are not very impressive at this point in time. So there is still some, dare I say it, some negativity out there in the world that again, the buyers might not have any steam. I note that the buyers are trying to push back into the trend indicator, which is never good. Guys, doesn't matter what size chart you're on. That is never a good thing to do. For the daily, guys, for the daily chart, this is really, really important, guys. Really, really important. So on the daily chart, as we came in today, all right, we had a little lower low. Guys, so the lower low there basically says the daily chart has set up not only a daily swing trigger short we spoke about yesterday, but they've basically they've opened the market, I should say, in the swing trigger short. So they've actually done it in the trigger. Now, the deal with that, though, guys, if we start buying back on the FESX above the trigger point, right? So if we do sell down early, guys, on the Europeans, turn around and come back the other way. If we close back above that daily trigger point, it basically means the daily trigger has not worked, and it's highly likely we're going to go back the other way. Now, guys, if we do go back the other way, don't forget that little red candle is now a daily static bar reversal long. So if these guys do decide to get above this trigger point, which we'll mark on the chart for you, they're going to cruise up here. They could try and trigger this static bar reversal. As if they do that, that is a monster. That's a monster journey. Like, that's a long way for these guys to cruise through to. On the 4-hour chart, guys, on the 4-hour chart, I did have a Fibonacci drawn down. Guys, I did have a Fibonacci drawn down here. I'll put it back on for you. It didn't really give us a great deal of information. These guys, now the reason being is it looks like that's the Fibonacci that they're using there. Right? So it looks like they've gone up first before going down, then they've gone up. So that little candle in the middle there is a little bit skew-if. Guys, the buying point, I think they're getting ready. I think if we get an initial sell down, it'd be great if we got an initial sell down, because I don't want the buyers to take off. 5757. Don't you take off without us, please. 5757 is the S1. All right, so 5757. Right, that is the S1. Guys, I hope this kind of analysis does help as we move into the actual session itself. So 5757 is the daily swing trigger short point. Okay. Now, if we start closing above and holding above, then we're going to see some buying. All right, now what we'll do, let's check our S&P 500 volume. Let me just double check S&P volume. 160,000. Okay, that's volatile. Right, that's volatile. All right, so again, we're going to do what we did yesterday. We're going to trade very carefully. I will trade statically, as I do. I will trade statically. Daily short failed yesterday. Yeah, if the buyers can get a wriggle on today, if they can get a wriggle on, it's going to be very impressive. Okay, like very impressive. The S&P and Nasdaq have just taken off to the high side with the most incredible buy signals. Most incredible buy signals. So 355, guys, until the gun goes. please make sure, where's our, so see, look, we've got a long way to go. 647, mind you, I think we can do it. I think we can do it. 6-4, are you kidding? Look at all these levels up here. 647, no, is that right? It's right. Holy moly. All right, there's another reversal occurring, guys, off the S1 for those that trade the pre-market. We are going to put a note up here. 647 is the daily short point. So again, 647, that's a long way, right? That's a long way. But we can't lose sight of the fact that if the daily short they are currently in, if the daily short fails, we may turn around and go all the way back the other way. Right, this has now become an ABC extension leading into the open. If you are short, guys, if you do use double failure reversals off the S1, guys, even if you trade in the pre-market, your volatility is currently 24. Guys, so volatility up here is currently 24. That means a very, very easy 5-point first target and 10-point second target, or 5-point first target, 25-point second target. But I would make sure, guys, as we roll into the open, I would make sure that I don't have trades running in the market in case they skyrocket in the opposite direction to your trade. So if you are short, guys, if you are short off the S1, as we normally do, it's a pivot-based reversal. You'd be short at 83. So you've gone at least 10 points to the downside. Please don't hold an active trade into the open, guys, in case they skyrocket on open, which they are allowed to do. Now, technically, as we cruise into open, technically the FESX is going to go down to the 50 fib of the day. Okay, so 90 seconds until the gun goes. All my little time warnings are going off, right? So I'm using the newer version, guys, the latest version of the indicators, which has got all the automated time warnings built in. So it's going to tell you when to be careful, when not to be careful. Tim's done an incredible job. It's an incredible job with that. This delta is now going to lift. So what we may end up with is quite an aggressive sell down. Okay, the moment we get underneath this candle here, right, the sellers will own the step, which means we could be picking up a 50 fib reversal on the opening candle for those that trade the opening candle. You would need to make sure, guys, I would certainly let that candle turn climactic first. So let them blow up their volume first. And if you don't trade, guys, really important point, if you don't trade the opening candle, please don't start today. Please don't start today. Okay, these guys are going the other way. Right? So that Fibonacci is defunct. So again, let's have a look. All right, so as we roll in, guys, as we roll into open, let's have a look. Okay, so the buyers are clearly, guys, they're clearly keen at this point in time. Now, again, the pre-top, guys, very, very close today, guys, very, very close. And at this point, I don't believe it corresponds with the normal Fibonacci. It corresponds with the 100 as opposed to the 133. So we'll just let the opening sortie come through. Again, typically, if you don't trade the opening candle, please don't trade the opening candle. I know I've said that a number of times. They're obviously pretty jumpy. So just let them jump through and see what they're doing. What's that? Okay. So we will, just let them go. Just let them go. Let them do what they do. This is when we're up around the 133. There would be potentially a very, very lovely opening candle reversal up around yesterday's low, if that's what you normally trade. If that's what you normally trade, we're still not climactic. These buyers are absolutely demolishing the market. So that's good. That's good. At least we've got some really good attitude. There is a short, guys. If you trade the opening candle, there is a short. I'd suggest, guys, at 536. So you're going to be sitting 3 points under yesterday's low at 536. Now, guys, only if you trade the opening candle. Guys, just watch where the risk goes, because the risk is obviously defined by the opening candle. Okay, that's a very heavy hit off that 161.8 extension. So if you are going to go short, guys, at 536, volatility is suggesting long range targets with a touch 5 or touch 6 style ATM. We've got extreme volume now. So again, if you are an opening candle trader, as you're looking to enter short at 536, and you are looking, guys, to control your risk around the 530 mark. This is only for those people that trade the opening candle, guys. I don't trade the opening candle, just to be super clear. And the only reason being is my worst trades are actually on the opening candle. My worst trades are on the opening candle. Now, at this stage, the opening candle, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're looking about the 25, now 30, guys, 30, 35 points worth of risk. So that is now starting to move beyond our risk profile. It's beyond our risk profile. That Fibonacci is basically cooked. So that one is cooked. And we may be looking at a significant rally here. Okay, significant rally. Right. Okay. So remember we spoke about the 4-hour chart and we said these sellers are struggling to impress anybody. As we basically cruise down here and then they've just bolted to the high side. So what we're going to do, guys, again, what's our MDI angle? Yeah, now minus 14. So what we're going to do is we are going to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Today comes to selling against what looks to be very, very prolific momentum, like buying momentum. As the next trade that we can get, on the FDAX, I'm going to have to switch these fibs around. There is going to be a Fibonacci. There is going to be a Fibonacci running, running from there to there. No, that's the wrong Fibonacci. Hold on one sec. Okay, so we've got 60 seconds. There is going to be a Fibonacci retracement running from here to here. So at this point in time, guys, the next trade for us is going to be a potential climactic reversal short, provided the opening candle is not an efficient climactic candle. What we would be looking for, 647 is a daily short point. 647, sorry, all the way at the top. We don't need to worry about that just yet. So guys, in terms of climactic reversals, okay, how we're going to deal with this, we are going to end up with a climactic candle. We do have agreement from the FESX. So what's going to happen, guys, I want to see a little bit of buying move into the market. I'm going to target an entry on that delta there. So that's what I'm going to try. So I do want the buyers, please. I do want the buyers to show, because I was looking for the buyers to show. Okay, that is actually an efficient candle long. So what it means for us, guys, is the buyers must show. So the buyers must show. They must fail at Fibonacci. And only then can you put your entry on the delta, guys, at 551, provided you can hold 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, provided you can hold 30 points of risk. Guys, provided you can hold 30 points of risk. Okay. Otherwise, we have to wait, guys, for a strong candle. Now, this retracement, guys, this push down to yesterday's high, this is a buying candle. It is a buying candle. So a number of you may have said they've pushed down underneath yesterday's high. I'm going to go long over the high. For the beginner traders, we're actually looking for a short on the delta. Guys, at 551. Right, so we've got the buyers pushing in. They're failing at Fibonacci. Your risk, guys, your risk will be behind the retracement, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your risk is around 25 points. If you are going to enter, guys, at 551 as a delta trade, you're looking for a 5 to 6 point risk control point and a longer range target. And we're going to keep an eye on yesterday's low, which is around 10 points away, guys. What we don't want is we don't want to tangle with yesterday's low. Right, so at this point, guys, I'm going to put a black line on the screen where I would suggest, again, the risk control occurs. Now, this is only for those people that are delta traders who've waited for the retrace and you've waited for the rejection. Now, we're going to be very, very careful about risk today. I was very, very careful about risk. At the moment, we have the FESX agreeing with the short. Now, what we will focus on, guys, in the first 10 to 15 minutes is if we get a short and it doesn't bolt, okay, this is good. If you're short at 551, guys, we've gone as low as 35, which means that you've gone through at least a 10-point target as if you're short at 551. Okay, now, what we're going to keep a very close eye on, guys, if you are short on the delta, we are going to look for about a 10-point target. So just before yesterday's low, which has been taken out. As if the sellers dominate very early, very, very early in the session, okay, then we're looking at trying to hold a sell from back under yesterday's low all the way back down to the S1 or the 50% of the day. All right, so if anybody has gone short, guys, on the delta with an entry at 551, guys, I'd suggest your first target and risk control point is 541. We've gone as low as 535. All right, so again, if you can hold 25, guys, that is a 100% mathematically valid trade. Now we're basically waiting, guys, to see what the FESX does. Guys, now the FESX at this point in time, guys, we can't buy the FDAX long unless you are very experienced, guys, and you're buying off yesterday's low. Because at the moment, the FESX is buying into a pivot. So at the moment, the FESX is buying into a pivot. Now, again, if the buyers show again, guys, we're in the last 90 seconds, so please don't sell the delta short again. Guys, we don't want to sell the delta short in the last 90 seconds. So if you have taken the delta sell, that's gone quite well. Guys, now we're basically waiting to see what this candle does. And then we're looking to, guys, assess at this point in time, we're looking at shorting again. So we're looking at another short. What I would love, guys, is, again, if the sellers showed and pushed under yesterday's low, that would be incredible. But I don't think they're going to in 10 or so seconds. Okay, we've got a gap down. Perfect. So what I'm looking for, guys, is I'm looking for the buyers to show. I want the buyers to push up and get hammered, and we can look for exactly the same entry again, guys, at 551. Exactly the same entry at 551. If you are going to go short, guys, at 551, you've engaged at 551. Your risk is about the same, guys, around the 25-point mark, maybe out to the 30-point mark. If you want to be very careful, guys, we're going to wait for the buyers to push through, try and create a higher high, try and fail up at these higher Fibonacci's, okay? And then we're going to go short. So we're just going to be a little bit, so two versions of the world, guys, First version is we've got a really lovely gap down here, Lockie, so that means the sellers are going to come in. Okay, so we've got a really lovely one. Some of you will say, yeah, got a gap down. That's okay, Lockie. I'm going to wait for the higher high, and then I'm going to look for the delta. So again, guys, that's the second seller push down. So what we're looking for, again, with the delta is we're looking for the sellers to move down through the delta point and then obviously head down to the risk control point. At the moment, the FESX is basically saying the FESX is undecided as to its direction. Okay. So we're just watching the ebb and flow, guys, of buyers and sellers moving into the market. Okay, those waiting for a higher high, we don't quite have a higher high. We've obviously pushed up to a previous 4-hour low, and those buyers got absolutely hammered. Those buyers got absolutely hammered. Now, again, buyers got hammered, guys, at about the same time on the FESX as well. This candle is taking a long time to decide what it wants to do. All right, so we've had two nice pushes up, guys. We've had two really nice pushes down. FESX is caught at the bottom of its MDI and a weekly 50 pink Fibonacci, which it was mucking around with yesterday. Okay. So at this stage, we don't have a higher high. We've basically got the sellers, or the buyers, sorry, pushing up to a previous 240 low and getting caught. This is a very, very important, guys, key low on the 60-minute chart. What do I mean by a key low? If we close over that key low point, okay, we would need to close back under that low point before we look for shorts. If they want to close over the top, just double checking, if they wanted to close over the top and it was an efficient candle, then again, we would need to join that efficiency. Now, at this point in time, though, guys, we can't buy the FDAX. I can't buy the FDAX because the FESX is not committed to buying. Right? So I'd suggest if you are short, guys, the short team are probably going to win the game on this one. Okay, so the short team look like they're going to win. We are in the last 90 seconds. So if you're not in that delta, then I wouldn't enter the delta now. I'd wait for this candle to close, and then we'll look for a brand new scenario of buyers show, fail, and similar things. At this point in time, guys, the FESX may be giving us a selling candle that's twice as strong as the previous candle. So again, everybody's watching that FESX very, very closely. For the ratio-based traders on FDAX, God, that was a pounding. Did you guys see that? Holy moly. All right, so this one's going to go right down to the wire, which if I was in the delta, I don't enjoy right down to the wire. This is going to be a very strong selling candle, guys, on the FDAX. Boom. If you are on that delta, guys, you're looking for a 10-point target, please, down to 541, and it's just gone through the 541 target again. Okay, so if you are on the delta, either the first time through, guys, or the second time through, you've just gone, geez, nice work, +5, +10. A bit of a nail biter. In saying that, though, mate, if you waited for the buyers to push up and you saw the slamming, then the trade was a lot easier to swallow. There's no doubt about that. Okay. Now, at this stage, guys, if you have gone short, ideally 5s and 10s because we've got a pivot here. If we do get a lower low, guys, which we don't have yet, if we do get a lower low, there is going to be a swing trigger long off yesterday's low. All right? We don't have a lower low yet. Now, guys, I trust this sort of level of explanation is making it a little bit easier. A little bit easier. Ah, dearie me. All right. So, again, what we're looking on, Steve, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. Again, it's back down to Fibonacci. So we can get rid of that Fibonacci. We don't need that one anymore. This point in time, guys, the So we have a lower low on the FESX. So they're swinging off the bottom of their OSR. For the FDAX traders, we don't have a lower low. Man, if we got a lower low, we could literally take a swing trigger long off yesterday's low. Now, again, some people would argue a double bottom might be good enough. If literally 1 point, guys, literally 1 point difference, that would have been really good fun. The flip side of that, guys, I'm now looking, because the buyers own the stair step, I'm now looking for the buyers to push up, create a higher high. If we push up and create a higher high, guys, then we're looking to take exactly the same delta again, or a new delta. I don't have a higher high yet. So I don't have a higher. Please don't run without us. Come on, be nice to us, FTAX. If you're back in on the delta again, guys, if you're back in on the delta again at 551, it's again 541 first target and risk control, please. Some of you might be back in on the delta based on the buyers cruising up, hitting Fibonacci and failing badly. It's failing badly. FESX is trying to swing long back into the bottom of its trend indicator, guys, which is not going to go well for them. Okay, so let's just watch. Here we go. So what are we going to get, guys? What are we going to get? We may end up with a higher high. Guys, we may end up with a higher high. If we get a higher high, there is going to be a 76.8 Fibonacci reversal, provided we go up here, and then there's a sell on. FESX can't buy, guys. So I'm just watching the oh, here they come. All right, so at this stage, guys, what are we looking at? 148 to go. We're looking for a higher high. The only trade that is setting up. What's the only trade that is setting up? If the buyers push through to the 88.6 or even a little bit above that, guys, you're looking for a short under the 76.8. We are watching very, very closely what the FESX is doing. It would be incredible as if we literally, so last 90 seconds, wow. It would be incredible as if we got a slightly higher high. Then again, my backup trade, instead of the 76.8, was this 61.8. So 76.8, 61.8. What am I looking for now? I'm looking for the FESX to give me some guidance. So last 90 seconds, guys, no new entries, please. Okay. Perfect. All right, lots of messages coming through, guys, from traders who are doing very, very well. And so again, well done, guys. If you've again, guys, so do keep an eye, guys. Do keep an eye on your daily KPI. Where's our 15s? Okay, so no higher high yet. There's no higher high. I am going to insist at this point in time, guys, that we get a higher high. The reason being that's actually a reasonable buying candle. They have it, mind you, closed outside the range of the previous candle. So again, it would be so good if we just get a little spike of buying that gets drilled. That would be incredible. Buyers are very unimpressive. Very unimpressive on the FESX, despite many buying campaigns. Now we are coming back down to that daily swing trigger point that we were talking about. Right. This is a pretty stunning, guys. Pretty stunning failure. Pretty stunning failure by the buyers on the FESX. I tell you what they are doing, guys. The FESX, you know how it always touches the 50 fib of the day, always goes for the 50 fib of the day. inside the cash market, they're basically going for that 50 fib close, I would suggest. So at this stage, guys, I've got no new trades for you. I know there are some cheeky people that wait for the sellers to come down here, hit yesterday's low and go long. So I know there are some traders that quite like trying to join the momentum. As I do note that the buyers have currently got a trend angle of 40 degrees to the high side. So these buyers are actually really starting to impress on the FDAX. Now, we don't have a lower low, guys. Otherwise, we would be trading those Delta V3s long as a swing trigger. Okay, now we don't have a lower low. Now, let me just watch. All right, so just confirming we don't have a lower low for a swing trigger. The FESX, what are we doing here? FESX could give us a 4-point turning bar short, which means our only trades, for the beginner traders, our only trades are going to be shorts. I don't want to be rude, guys. I think it's a game of who can follow the rules for the longest. Who can follow the rules for the longest? Now, pivots, guys, when it's volatile, pivots are such a magic gift, provided that your pivot's in the right spot. Guys, pivots are incredible. So at this stage, guys, what we're going to get is we're either going to get a 4-point turning bar short underneath yesterday's low in 2 minutes time, or we're going to get a little push down and we get a lower low. We can still load, a swing trigger long today. It would be incredible if the FESX fails at its S1. Right? So we're looking for a swing trigger long, a complementary swing trigger on both European markets simultaneously, guys, or complementary 4-point turning bars short. These sellers are all over the FESX. So let's have a quick look. So they've come back in, guys. They've come back into that daily swing trigger point we spoke about. Again, if these sellers get hold of the European markets.
FDAX 5-minute candle close in 60 seconds.
Okay. All right. So, guys, what we're looking for, there's our lower low. All right. So these guys, FDAX is gearing up a swing trigger long. Now, what we want, guys, in a perfect world, what we want is the FESX to be above its S1 and above yesterday's low. I take above yesterday's low as a caveat there in 13 seconds. Now, you were just waiting like yesterday, guys, had to wait all the way to the end of the candle. All right, that is a completely useless candle. So the FESX, guys, very, very strong selling candle. Very strong selling candle. The FDAX, relatively strong selling candle. Relatively strong selling candle. So the only thing we can do, guys, on FDAX is wait. The flip side of waiting is if these buyers push up and get absolutely hammered, and then we pick up a Delta V3, guys, down around here. So we'd need to be at least sort of 10 to 12 points away from yesterday's low. We basically need yesterday's low broken. If we get a delta down here, then we'd be looking to trade that delta short to around the 50% of the day. It's all the way down here. But we need that delta to lock onto the screen. As either a V2 or V3 would be amazing. So please don't just front run the market. It's got to be a V2 or V3. It'd be really awesome if it was down here, guys, around about the 525 mark. Now, the flip side of that, guys, if we can't, so there is no valid closed candle, guys. There's no valid closed candle trade on the FTAX. FESX, very, very strong. Now, mind you, if the sellers do decide, guys, if the sellers do decide to run out of steam on the FESX, which won't occur to the end of the candle, I'd suggest the FTAX would have gone, it was probably down around the pre-top. Probably down around the pre-top. Okay, now, again, still don't have the Delta V2 or Delta V3. Guys, now if we do close, just everyone warning out, if we do close in 3 minutes time and the candle looks like that, guys, it is going to be a swing trigger long off yesterday's low. All right, now again, if the FESX was to give us a complementary signal, guys, the FTAX will probably move really, really well. Okay, so see no Delta V2s, no Delta V3s. So if we were to close, guys, nice work, just nice work. If we were to close, back over the top of yesterday's low on the FESX, back over the 50 fib with a beautiful little candle, this beautiful little candle, buyers own the stair step on both markets, so it will basically be a swing trigger style trade to the high side. At the moment, we're just waiting for that clear guidance. All right, now you could get that V2, V3. It could come late-ish in the candle, could come late. The FESX is just deciding whether it's going to sell down or not.
FX 15-minute candle close in
Okay.
90 seconds.
Okay, here we go. Right, there is your Delta V2. Guys, if you are a V2 Delta trader, that is a valid entry. Guys, at 526. If you're short on the Delta at 526, guys, I'd try and push it out for a 10-point target. PVI is 30, so you might be looking at a 5 and a 10. Guys, now if you are short at 526, guys, you'd want to try and push it down to 516, which is a full 10-point target. If you're short on the Delta using a normal 5-point style ATM, guys, you've gone through fives. FESX is trying to gather some momentum here. Guys, trying to gather momentum. Okay, so again, the selling came through fairly late in the candle. If you are on the V2 Delta short, guys, at 526, right? If you are on that and you just trade a normal 5-point target, well done. If you're going for a 10-point target, it probably triggered your stop loss. It's probably triggered your risk control. This is not going to be a 4-point turning bar short unless they get very healthy towards the end of the candle. Not going to be a 4-point turning bar, guys. It's going to be a really, really strong candle. All right, really, really strong candle. So let me get rid of some detail on the screen. If you are short, guys, on the Delta, then that's obviously gone very well. We had to wait for the trade. Okay, now it's setting up, guys. It's actually setting up buyers on the stair step. So we're basically setting up swing triggers long for the static candle traders. I can't send you short underneath that candle into the pre-top. If the market was to freeze like that, literally like that, it's a swing trigger long. Guys, we're getting a similar scenario over here on the FESX. You've got a drop of efficiency on the FESX. So big efficient candle on the FESX allowed us to take the Delta. So did anybody take that Delta? If you did take the Delta, guys, if you did enter, it's gone okay. Obviously, it's gone beyond its target, which is fine. At the moment, guys, sellers own the stair step on the FESX, buyers own the stair step on the FDAX. So we are looking, as we are looking at this point in time, if we did get any kind of buying, guys, that got absolutely hammered, any kind of buying that got hammered, we would be looking to try and reverse short off yesterday's low. Now, I'm just looking to see, guys, I'm just watching to see what goes on. If the FESX, guys, if the FESX gets back above yesterday's low on the 50 fib, then we are going to be buying. If these buyers push through and get absolutely hammered, we're looking at sells, but we don't have a higher high, guys, we don't have a higher high to sell yet. Okay, so I've got no new trades. Guys, no new trades at this stage. Okay, this is really going to come down, guys. Ultimately, I'd suggest to the FESX. These buyers are very healthy on the FDAX, but they would need the complement on the FESX. Here come the buyers now. So don't take those deltas, please. Guys, don't take those delta V3s. The risk is simply too much, guys, is the only reason you wouldn't take them. So the risk is way, way, way too much. At this stage, the buyers own the stair step. So we're actually looking for selling-based reversals.
FDAX 5-minute candle close in 60 seconds.
All right, so at this stage, guys, we do have a higher high. The risk of selling underneath yesterday's low is, guys, we're looking at a risk of around about the 25-point mark, which I believe is a little bit too much. Right, so let's just wait, guys. Let's try and wait for the absolute perfect setups. We are well into the last 90 seconds. It's well into the last 90 seconds. FESX is going to close a strong candle but fail at yesterday's low on the 50 fib. So no new trades. Guys, I've got no new trades at this point in time. That is a non-efficient buying candle to the high side. Okay. Efficient buying candle on FESX as well. The only thing, guys, the only thing that may generate a sell signal for us here is this really key 60-minute low point. It looks like the buyers may have just failed to dominate that, dominate that point. Can't send you short back into yesterday's low. Can't send you short back into yesterday's low. FESX looks like it's trying to buy eyes through multiple pivots at the same time. We've got an inefficient candle long on the FESX into multiple pivots. So I'd suggest, guys, again, unless the buyers are very impressive, the sellers may end up showing towards the end of this candle. I don't have any new trades, guys. I don't have any new trades for anyone at this stage. Key market level, guys, is again underneath yesterday's low. So this level here is a really important level. So 37 minutes in, guys, 37 minutes in. I trust, guys, you've potentially got one trade today that you've been able to take advantage of. If you do have one trade today, guys, I'm very excited for you.
Order canceled.
Okay. Guys, any questions at all? I'm just looking at the NASDAQ and S&P trading room, guys. They seem to be going quite well at the moment as well. All right. So what we've got, guys, inefficient buyers on the FESX failing, obviously, at multiple pivots. We're seeing that reflected on the FDAX. The only thing, guys, the only thing I could have given you is once we got the higher high, try and re-enter that delta again. It's the only thing I've given you. As I just didn't see a really lovely direction, and all I saw was they mucked around for a bit and then they came back down. That one. All right. So at this stage, guys, if you've made profit, it's been all about delta today. If you're not a delta trader, it's been a little bit slim pickings today. Now, I note very much like yesterday, as we basically stuck inside the range of the opening candle, I note that yesterday we waited about an hour and a half for an absolutely incredible reversal. Around about the hour and 45 minutes, as the reversal came in, and it ran beautifully. As it was incredible to watch. Now, I only saw it about 15 minutes after it started. Hence the reason why I think we will have a screen visible after the LTR, down near dinner. So if you're waiting for that incredible reversal and it just happens to set up 15 to 20 minutes after your LTR session, it can be a little bit annoying. All right, now we're 40 minutes into the session. So 40 minutes in, at this point in time, we're 40 minutes in. We have buyers owning the stair step. So we're looking for selling-based reversals. We've got the FESX that is saying sell only as opposed to buy. And there is no sell signal here, guys, unless we get a brand new V2 delta short. Right, so if we got a new V2 delta short on this candle, that's actually looking pretty good, guys, looking at the 15-minute chart. So if we do get a V2 delta, short, created on this candle or a V3, guys, or a V3. Probably need a little bit more punch for a V3. No, it's just gonna go anyway. Of course you are. Okay, so sellers own the stair step. Once sellers own the stair step, okay, we're now looking for buying base reversals. Fibonacci will look like this. At this stage, that'll be potentially, is it going to be that Fibonacci? Which one fits best? Which Fibonacci sits best? That one sits best, actually. Hold on one sec. That's that old 60-minute fib that we were talking about. Okay. At this point in time, guys, the only trade we can get for those people that know what they're doing, it is a dynamic entry. The only trade we can get is now the sellers own the stair step. You've got a lower low. You may have gone long, guys, over the top of the pre-top as a pivot-based trade. So if you are long, guys, if you are a double failure reversal trader, sellers now own the stair step. We're looking for buying base reversals only. As if you know what you're doing, you may have waited for these guys to sell under the pre-top, guys, and gone long as high as basically the 510 mark. Now, if you are long, guys, if you are long at 510, based on the FESX failing to push down, try and hold it as long as you possibly can. Guys, I'm a little bit late on the call on that one. If you are, guys, if you are a pivot-based trader, which a number of people have actually said, Lockie, the best thing about volatility is pivots. So in this case here, guys, if you are a pre-top trader, hey Rem, how are you? If you're a pre-top trader, guys, you've gone long over the top of the pre-top. You've got a lower low, sellers own the stair step. If you have taken that trade, it has obviously gone a very long way the other way. Now, again, I was a little bit late calling that for you. I did give a hint, sellers own the stair step, so now we're looking to buy. But I should have said, if we push down below the pivot and fail, guys, enter long over the top of that. Now, guys, that is an incredible trade because with this volatility, it's only got around 15 points at risk, which means 15 points of risk, we could go for a massive target on that. Now, again, if you are long, the Nathans of the world, well done, Suzanne, the Nathans of the world, the Codys of the world. If you are long, guys, that's a pivot-based reversal, sellers own the stair step, lower low, double failure. If you are long, please try and hold it long as far as you can. Right, if you are long, please try and hold it long as far as you possibly can. That is probably the easiest trade of the day, guys, and I was a little bit late putting you in on it, which is a little bit annoying. It's a little bit annoying. Now, guys, back to the FESX. Guys, if we do get a 4-point turning bar long here on the FDAX, or a very, very efficient candle long, and we get the same thing, guys, we get the same thing on the FESX, and we close over the top of the S1, we may be picking up a buy signal. Okay, so the FESX has gone to the S1 and then gapped onto the S1. That is not an efficient candle on FDAX. No. Okay. If you need a trade, guys, that Delta V3 right there, guys, because we've got a gap up in the market. If you need a trade, there is a Delta V3 at 557. Right, 557. What we are looking for, guys, with a volatility of 37 would be a 5-point risk control, 10-point first target. Now, guys, if you are a Delta trader, guys, there is a little bit of risk on the trade, so we need them to run relatively quickly. So if you're long at 557, they didn't have push the first time. We need them to push the second time. So again, this is only for those people that trade deltas. Now, the leading candle is not an efficient candle. The leading candle on the FESX is. So that's the only reason we're considering a long. The risk, guys, I don't like the risk on the delta. Nathan, well done, mate. That's massive. It's absolutely massive. So a pre-top, the pivot traders, guys, today, absolutely incredible. That is an amazing result. An amazing result. 6/12/21 36 and 6/12/21 51. Huge result. Huge result. Okay, now the buyers have just taken the stair step. Most of the buyers have just taken the stair step on the FDAX. Okay, the Delta V3, guys, has not gone anywhere near its target yet, but it's also gone nowhere near its stop either. That's the concern I've got about the V3. Yeah, it's a great result, mate. I'm very excited for you. Very, very excited. I do need to get more aggressive with my pivot entries. I need to get more aggressive with my pivot entries. Okay. Now, if you're waiting, guys, if you're waiting on the FDAX for a retrace and then a delta, we're looking at getting to around the 25-point risk mark, which is going to be probably too much for most traders. Okay. What's this retrace doing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you trade, guys, a delta after a retrace and a rejection, we're currently getting the retrace. Right, so buyers now own the stair step. So sellers stole the stair step down the bottom. So sellers stole the stair step down the bottom. That's why we're looking for buying-based reversals. Now, again, I was a little bit late calling that. Nathan's actually picked up the trade, guys, which is absolutely brilliant. So the pivot traders, guys, during this high volatility trading, the pivot traders are doing very, very well. Nathan, well done, mate. Absolutely fantastic. So the pivot traders are doing great. Now that delta is looking better, guys. There's no doubt about that. So we've got a really nice retrace. We've got quite a rejection coming through. If you are on the delta, guys, if you are on the delta and you can hold the risk, guys, your entry point's at 557. Guys, your first target is 62. Wow. Wow. If you are on the delta, guys, if you waited for the retrace, then the rejection, then took the delta, guys, or you just took the delta with the standard stop, it's obviously gone heavily to the high side. Have I got anybody that's long? Is anybody that's long on the delta? That has just gone absolutely ballistic to the high side. I don't think I've got any delta traders. All right, if you are, guys, if you waited for the retrace and the rejection, Jiz is on the delta. Okay, if you waited for the retrace and the rejection, guys, that delta, whoopsie, that's the wrong button. If you waited for the retrace and the rejection, guys, that delta was insane. Okay, now the key is, guys, we had not only a really, really lovely Toby reversal, guys, over there on the FESX. So Toby reversal, guys, on the FESX. But we've also got a really, really efficient candle leading in on the FESX, which means all we needed, that's a valid long over the top of this FDAX candle as well. Okay, and we are in the last 15 minutes. So all we needed for big gap up in the market, all we needed is for the sellers to push down, completely exhaust themselves, and that Delta V3, that was the one that is obviously, the moment we came back into those buying deltas, the sellers went, oh, we're in big trouble now, and it just went absolutely nuts, which you've just seen. And I think, guys, it was all to do with the Toby reversal over there on the FESX. So I'm stoked for Nathan. That is a massive result. 6/12/21 36, 6/12/21 51. Wow. Makes my results from tonight look very bad. I'm positive, guys. I'm positive, but I'm certainly not that positive. There is no doubt about that. So again, as I did put on an Instagram video a couple of days ago that some days the moderators get absolutely throttled by the LTR members in terms of performance. I was like, holy moly. Geez, you're having a great night as well, having a huge night as well. And guys, I'm a little bit annoyed by that pre-top reversal. I actually said to Akito today, if we're volatile again, then I'm going to focus very, very heavily on double failure reversals on pivots. Well, they're the ones, guys, that we can navigate serious volatility quite easily. Now, guys, again, it is an efficient CORPC bar with step and trend. So if you are long over the top of the FDAX candle, guys, it is a valid entry point, guys, at 607. So it's a valid entry at 607. If you are long, as you want to try and push the FDAX all the way to the gap, please. If you are long, as it's an efficient CORPC bar with step and trend, shallow retrace, early rejection. If you are long, guys, try and push it up to the gap minus some loose change. So that's a target of 635. Where's the FESX gap? So guys, if you are long on the FDAX, efficient CORPC bar, shallow retrace. Again, if you are long, it's only gone 07s. It's only gone to 25. So almost 20 points. So what that means is if I was in that trade, it would have gone through my first target and would be dragging the stop, guys, on my second target. Anna, how are you? You took it, but you got ATM'd. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Anna, that's all right. No problem at all. No problem at all. Now, guys, the DAX is obviously going to go for its gap close. The FESX is also going to try and go for a gap close. So if you are long, guys, then you've made money. There's no question about that. Just hold on one sec. All right. I was in the NASDAQ trading room. They've gone long. It's going really well. They went short, then they went long, very, very similar to what we've done. Flip side of that, they're having a discussion about roast lambs. Last 15 minutes, all they're doing is talking about food. Okay, let's get rid of that one altogether. Guys, we'll get ready for the turn of the hour. Let's get ready for the turn of the hour. Fibonacci looks down there. Remy, way over KPI. Well done, mate. That is fantastic. I love this 61.8 fib. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so we are potentially setting up a ratio-based static bar reversal on both European markets simultaneously. Buyers own the step on both, and the FESX is off a pivot. So it does mean, guys, the FDAX traders can take a short provided you've got a tight ATM. Now what it means, 13 seconds to go. We must see a little flash of green. Now, again, there's our little flash of green, guys. It is a ratio-based static bar reversal short with an entry of 592. If you're short at 592, guys, your first target is 587, which it's just gone through. If the buyers show again, guys, which they just did, they didn't show enough. So what you're trying to do, guys, is you're trying to go short at 592. You're going to try and go for a 5-point first target, a 10-point second target, and you're looking at a 5-point risk control point, primarily because we are in the last 15 minutes. Right, so if you're short at 592, right, so the buyers have shown again, guys, that means if you're short again at 592, you're looking for a 5-point target, please. Right, so only those people that trade ratio-based static bar reversals with FESX agreement If you're short at 592, guys, we've had enough cracks at this one. If you're short at 592, guys, your first target is 587. That's your first target and risk control point. Now, we do have the upper OSR, guys, down around about the 11-point mark. Okay, now we are in the last 15 minutes. It is a ratio-based SBR short. I would suggest a 5-point target is a really smart target. 5 points just got absolutely annihilated. So you've got to wait for the green team to show and then put your sell order on, guys. Then the green team, if they show a little bit more, you can put the same back on again. Geez, whoa, nice work. Now, guys, the only reason I'm calling a trade in the last 15 minutes, right, the only trade we're allowed to take is a pivot-based reversal. Now, we have a pivot-based reversal on the FESX. That's the only reason we can take the FDAX. All right, now, again, guys, if you're short, PVI is good, but we're back into the upper OSR. So a 5 and a 10-point target is absolutely magic. Geez, out of interest, mate, I got asked a couple of days ago, what ATM do you use for your 10-point target? So do you use automated risk control? Like, have you got like on your 5s, have you got a touch 5 pay something? And on your 10s, do you have a touch 10 pay something? I'd love to know, because I keep on getting asked, what's Giz doing? What's Giz doing? I think it's really exciting in a community of traders. If you see somebody moving forward, pat 5 then 2, yeah. Geez, pay 5 then plus 2. Yeah, okay. So you're using that on both of your targets. Okay, great, absolutely brilliant. So, guys, look, all we've got today. I'm finding it's too tight in the volatility, mate. I'm finding it's too tight. And guys, I am finding in my own personal trading a 5-point first target, and then whatever you can get your hands on is making me more money than just going for a 25-point target on everything. It's because quite often the market goes 7 or 8 points in my favor, then stops me out at plus 2. Whereas if I get a 5 and a 2, it's a lot more fun than 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 right across the board. It's a lot more fun. Okay, so some of you took the SBR, some of you didn't. So at this stage, we've only got, I missed this one down here, which I was a little bit annoyed about. But at this stage, guys, we've only got 4 trades. That's our first ratio-based trade, which has been really brilliant, guys. And I missed the pivot reversal down the bottom. That was the easiest trade, guys, of the day. That pivot reversal. That was the easiest one. There's no question. And now, guys, we're definitely in the last 15 minutes. We are looking. In fact, wow, we're 40 seconds until the market turns. Sometimes keep 2 toes on the table. Yeah, geez. Funny thing being is automated risk control. Automated risk control, unless you pick up a pivot-based reversal like this pre-top reversal here. But if you got that, then I would, again, a pivot-based reversal, I would try and let it run as far as you can. But everything else, I think an ATM is very smart. Yeah, ironically, there's never a sweet spot with ATMs, man. There's always something. There's always something that's not right. Okay. So turn of the hour, guys, turn of the hour at this stage, turn of the hour, we're going to keep our eye very firmly on the gap. Guys, now there is going to be a different Fibonacci. Guys, there is going to be a different Fibonacci. And the Fibonacci is going to be from there to there. Right, so we will be running a gap fib. There's no question about that. That explains this price movement. In fact, that makes our static bar reversal even sexier. There is no doubt about that. So, guys, we've got a higher high inside the new hour. We do have a higher high inside the new hour. If we got a delta V2 on this particular candle, if we got a delta V2, it would be okay to trade. We've just got to watch the upper OSR. Just got to watch the upper OSR. FESX guys might be giving us a Toby reversal short. DAX might be trying to do the same. I just adjusted the fib, guys, to the gap Fibonacci. Look at this 90% fib failure. That means the Remy's of the world, guys. Remy loves reversing under the 88.6, which is just there. Guys, it's almost as if the Fibonacci traders, look at this sell down. Holy moly, look at them go. Geez, you've done over 2K today, mate. That is awesome, mate. That is awesome. We're doing our best. It's quite a difficult session today. Mate, it's all about just let the market come. I'm a little bit annoyed about that pre-top reversal down the bottom. Because guys, if you're watching the volatility thinking, wow, how the hell do I handle this volatility? I default to double failure reversals off pivots, and you'll generally find you can navigate the heavy volatility without any issue at all. Now, this is going to give us an ABC reversal short, guys, on both European markets simultaneously. Sellers now own the stair step. Sellers now own the stair step on both markets. If we were to sell below the S1, guys, on the FESX, if we were to sell below the S1, we can only sell if these guys get caught and heavily rejected. We're actually looking for a buying delta over the top of the upper OSR. So around about the black line there. Around about the black line. Okay, let's just see what we're doing. So sellers own the stair step on both markets. Sellers own the stair step on both. Okay, a delta V2, guys. If we get a V2 delta on the FDAX, guys, once this candle closes, or we may get a V2 delta short. Guys, during this candle formation, I would not take the V2 when it triggers. I would wait for the candle to close, and then we'll look to try and get a retracement and a rejection and get in on that V2. If we get pushed back up above the upper OSR, guys, we can't go short. We can only go long. Okay. All right, we're just watching these sellers fail potentially on the S1 on FESX. Guys, if you're in profit today, guys, massive well done. If you're not in profit today because you haven't had a trade that meets your trading plan, again, a massive well done. Guys, it's very, very easy just to push the button thinking the market is running without you. And then if you get on the wrong side of that, it can be really, really destructive. It's really destructive. So please don't be that person. Please don't be that person. At this stage, we are looking for longs, guys, looking for longs. So what is that going to look like? All right. So sellers own the stair step. Guys, let the candle come down because we don't want to close under the upper OSR. Okay. Sellers must push the market down, guys. They must push the market down. Okay. If I get a V2 delta long, guys, or if you guys get a V2 delta long on your chart or a V3, I don't think we're going to get a V3, but certainly a V2. Let me just have a look where your micro trend is. Okay, so micro trend goes from there to there. There's the 50 fib of the micro trend. So no deltas, no V2s long, guys. I can't send you long because of that little 50 fib of the micro trend. Okay. No new trades, guys, at this stage. No new trades. Any questions at all, guys, about anything that we've done? It's been quite a tough session. I say a tough session. That's probably not the right word. It hasn't been a tough session. It's been a technical session, very much like yesterday, where we had to navigate very carefully to get our trades. It's very carefully to get our trades. Okay, I was just taking some water on. This is quite. When I got sick a couple of weeks ago, the doctor said, and it was unlucky, guys. It was just unlucky. I got sick, like stupid unlucky, like just stupid unlucky, because I don't burn the midnight oil at both ends. I don't drink. I don't smoke. La 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 la. It was just unlucky. But the flip side of being unlucky is he said I wouldn't go back to work for 5 to 6 weeks, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, that'll work. So he said I wouldn't go back to work for 5 or 6 weeks. I certainly wouldn't go to the gym for 5 or 6 weeks, and I wouldn't exert yourself. So don't do anything hard. And I thought about that for a little while and thought, moderating's not hard. We just have to stick to a set of rules. I just got to stick to a set of rules. Okay. Steve, sounds like you need to change. The doctors in Japan are so incredibly lovely. Incredibly lovely. The flip side, man, I can't sit still for 5 or 6 weeks and do nothing. So I'm not going. I've actually lost 6 kilos, which I'm really annoyed about. Because my goal was to get to 90 kilos by the end of this year, and I've gone from 88.5 to 82. So I've lost 6 kilos. So I think I might just settle at 85, man. I think 85 kilos is enough. And again, mate, the level of medical, like the medical integrity over here is just off the scale. All right. So at the moment, guys, obviously the sellers, we've got a very ugly, but it is there. We've got a Toby reversal short, guys, on the FESX. Now that's dragging. Technically, the FDAX did exactly the same signal. But it's very ugly. This is why I was looking for a V2 delta short to try and move us down. We're going to get a very efficient selling candle here, guys. It's going to be a closed ABC reversal short on both markets simultaneously. It is going to be a valid trade, right? It is going to be an ABC reversal short. The only way you can go short, guys, is if we get a flash of green. So we need the buyers to push in and fail. Not more than that, please. I need the buyers. So, guys, again, just so you know, it's a flash of green style trade. I need the buyers to show themselves because I want to reduce your risk slightly. Now, the entry point for the trade is at 548, right? 548. I do want the buyers to push up a little bit. Okay, if you're going to enter, if you're going to enter at 548, if you're going to enter at 548, your first target is 5. So 548 down to 543. You're on 543 now. Go on, push through, please. So if you are short at 548, guys, your target is 543. We do 100% FESX agreement here. So again, If you've gone short once, guys, if you've gone short once, it may have triggered your ATM. It might not have paid you. Guys, it may not have paid you. If you are still short, guys, if you are still short because you've got a slightly looser ATM, guys, we want to go through the 543 price point. So we want to go through 543 really early, like really early. The reason being is the risk on the trade is, again, very, very much like the situation we were in last time. The risk on the trade is not particularly friendly. There is no Fibonacci here. We do have yesterday's low, which is well beyond our risk control point. It's well beyond our risk control point. Okay, I would only give these sellers, guys, I would only give these sellers one more selling campaign. Now, again, if you're not already short, guys, if you're not already short, then again, the only way you can go short is if you get a really nice show of green and it gets absolutely annihilated. All right, now, that's this, the third selling campaign. Okay. I'd suggest, guys, the sellers are probably going to, that green line is annoying me. The sellers are going to push through a 5-point target quite easily. There's the 5-point target gone. If you are short, guys, if you are short on the market, guys, at 548, your first target is 543. Your second target, guys, is 538. So 5-point first target, 10-point second target, or 5-point and 25 points, please. So ABC reversal short. So ABC reversal short on both European markets simultaneously is the reason why we're pushing short. Geez, a lot of practice, mate. A lot of practice. What I struggle, though, I'm being very open with this, I struggle entering all of these trades while at the same time moderating. So I actually struggle to do that. So we are going to get to the point where we're going to employ a trader, where we're going to employ someone to basically come to work every day. And when I say take this trade, they're basically, their job is to just take every single trade I call, and then we split the profit. I think it's the only way, mate. It's the only way, honestly, that I'm going to catch up with the Nathans of the world is by actually employing professional traders to trade the calls. So what it ultimately means is the caller, that's me, the caller will literally just focus on calling trades. So I don't have to worry about executing trades and stop losses and this and that and this and that. Almost to the point also where that professional trader, whoever that is in the world, will turn their microphone on and say, is this for me? And I will say, yes, it is. And they just push the button. All the responsibility is with the moderator. All they've got to do is push the button when they're told. That's all they've got to do. Because I do think, guys, that's why if you look at if you look at a lot of the aircraft, a lot of the war aircraft around the world, that's why there's a pilot and a gunner, right? Because the gunner does the gunning and the pilot does the flying. Well, geez, there's a lot of truth in the matter. There's a lot of truth, guys, in the fact that generally speaking, most people can only focus on one thing at a time. So if I'm really good at putting people in and out of the market, then why not have 10 people professionally working for the company that are working in and out of the market? I mean, why not? I think absolute no-brainer. Now we are, guys, what are we doing over here? Loss of efficiency. We're looking for a buy signal, guys. Sellers own the stair step. Right? Sellers own the stair step. So there's going to be two signals, guys. There's going to be two signals. What would be absolutely immaculate, okay, is if we get a lower low, they push down here, even to that 133 extension. And then we're looking to trade a double failure reversal off the 50 fib of the day, guys, entering over the top of the 88.6. Don't you run without me, please. Geez, it would be really good though, mate. It would be really good if we get to the point where that professional trading team second guesses what I'm doing. So if we do the same thing every day, day after day, they would literally be sitting there saying, well, sellers own the stair step, so we're looking for buying based reversals, la 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 la, literally like a little army of people that just push the button when they're told. Now, again, mate, can you imagine then if this trading session ended up going for 5 hours as opposed to 90 minutes? So we trade 90, take a 30-minute break, come back for another 90 minutes, take a 30-minute break. Imagine how much money we could make on a daily basis. Oh yeah, no, there's no. Well, see, mate, again, there can be no revenge trading because the call it the trading team. If they turned on the microphone and said, "Do you mind if I take a revenge trade?" The answer is, "Please don't take please don't take a revenge trade." No. So guys, that is it. So just so everyone knows, it's a project I'm currently working on in the background because I want to help the moderators, guys, particularly. I want to help the moderators make more money out of trading. And you guys probably get the drift pretty quickly. There's a lot going on at my end of the microphone. And some days I miss some really good trades. I miss some really good trades. No, geez, you've never done that. Yeah, no. You are Trading God 2.0. Trading God 2.0. All right, now at this stage, guys, we've got a double failure reversal off the 88.6. I didn't get the lower low. That 88.6 was reinforced by the 50 fib of the day. So again, if you just love the 88.6, guys, then you've basically picked up a trade. It's already gone around 20 points to the high side. Okay, now if you're not in that trade, guys, because you didn't get the lower low, we're just waiting, guys, for the next mathematically perfect trade. Can you imagine, guys, we get to a point where we've got a professional trading team for the European Open on the FDAX and a team for the NASDAQ and S&P on the European Open. We could end up with a US Open trading room, a trading team, a US closed trading team. And it means that trading is not just a hobby. Trading's you know what, I'm going to work now. I actually have to switch on. I have to do what I'm told. I have to follow the rules. And guys, you'd be amazed, if you have to, like if you physically have to follow a set of rules, you'd be amazed what happens to your trading performance. You'd be amazed. So I quite often say to myself, if I was at Macquarie Bank right now, am I allowed to take that trade? No. Okay, boom. The finger's off the trigger, guys, because there are people watching. I think it's actually really good for discipline. It's really good for discipline. Now, we're just waiting, guys. So last 90 seconds, obviously well into the last 90 seconds. So we're not going to take a reversal now. If we do get a lower low on the FDAX, if we do get a really obvious lower low, and then it turns around and gets slammed back the other way. No, I haven't got a lower low yet. We're looking to trade the 50 fib reversal, guys, but we need them to push down here and fail really badly. And we're going to use the 88.6 level. Right, that's what we need. Nice. So the buy order would now be on at 23515. We're going to try and trade an 88.6 Fibonacci reversal. Okay, so that reversal, guys, 515 is still valid. 1, 2, 3, 4, still valid. What we need is these seller. If they go much lower, guys, the risk is going to be too high. Okay, so risk is now 5, 10, 15, 20. Their risk is 25. So risk is right on the edge, guys, right on the edge. But the S&P, guys, S&P and NASDAQ are getting absolutely hammered. Absolutely hammered. And geez, if I can get the trading team up and running, I reckon the week before Platinum, the trading team would need to meet in Bali and celebrate being part of the trading team. I think that would that'll take about a week, I think, to celebrate that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. The reversal rise is still valid at 515 if you can hold 30 points of risk. Now, I don't think we are going to get filled. Yeah, so no, yeah, we're not going to get filled, guys, at 515, and we're looking at 30 points of risk. So, guys, a bit of feedback. Have we had fun today? We've got our numbers are a little bit down today. We've got a number of traders away today, guys, doing other things. But have we had fun? Have we had fun? I look at the markets today, and I personally believe that we've navigated the market very carefully. We've navigated the market very carefully. We've traded 101 signals. We've traded 101, like original 2009 101 signals. That was the ABC reversal short, that one there. We are gearing up, guys. We are gearing up. Guys, again, if you can hold 30 points of risk, guys, the long at 515 is valid if you can hold 30 points of risk. Now, guys, if you are long at 515 because of 30 points of risk, I would certainly make my first target 525, which is 10 points. So if you're long at 515, guys, as a double failure reversal with a lower low off the 50 of the day and the Fibonacci we had on before, right? You're long at 515. Your first target is 525, guys, which we've just gone through, guys, and your next target. So that's 10 points. Your next target is 25 points, please. So just up under yesterday's low, guys. If you are long, guys, if you are long on FDAX, okay, 515, if you can hold the risk, 515 entry long, guys. 540 is a 25-point target. That is an enormous target in this volatility. Right, so if you, again, the lower OSR trade, guys, I know Giz got that one, guys, down here. That with that Fibonacci agreement is actually quite amazing. But if you are long at 515, 1, 2, 3, 4, your target, guys, your amazing target is 540. That gap up means that the buyers are very happy about turning off the 50 of the day. I reckon we can put a circle on that, guys, because I think we did a reasonable job of calling that. And we are looking at this stage. I see you guys are 20 points in the profit on a 515 entry. Okay, we wanted to push 540, which is on now, so it's 25 points. If I was long, I was going to say, guys, if I was long for 25 points at the moment, I would now bring my stop loss through to plus 20. So if it doesn't pump the 25. Holy moly. Guys, what did we say before about pivot-based reversals? In volatility, double failure reversal off a pivot, and look at it run. So anything like 5s and 10s, 5s and 25s, guys, anything like that, that is a wonderful result. OSR. Oh, mate, we could have gone off the OSR. It was just too fast for me, mate. It was just too fast. So if I had my Fibonacci drawn on, I would have said 76 fib failure, let's trade the OSR. But I didn't have that Fibonacci on until after they bounced. So that's why I used the 50 as the backup. Okay. So guys, look, if you're on that one, some of you are, some of you aren't, which is awesome. So today we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've had 5 trades. The best trades, guys, were clearly off pivots. There's no question about that. They were the ones that also paid the fastest with the best ratio drops. So Christian made 5 trades today that we've discussed. We've avoided 3 losing trades by following our rules and our stair-stepping principles. Some others had too much risk for some traders to take. Other trades had a lot less risk, and therefore everyone, if they take the trade, could have taken the trade. But mate, we've ended up discussing 5 trades. We've avoided 3 losses, and all the 5 trades we spoke about have gone way beyond their profit target. So in the volatility, which is a little bit crazy, we've done a reasonable job, mate, I would suggest.
That's insane, no? Even in such market, you're doing amazing job and amazing results, huh? Honestly, at this point, I'm not anymore surprised by the Lachlan results. It's just a regular thing for him. Every stream is like that. So I'm very happy to hear that, as usual, guys, you had some great time. You got some nice trades. And especially on these markets, yeah, as you told already, everything is a great result at this point. So, Lachlan, I think we're gonna end the stream, right?
Perfect. We've had a good day, and you've got your refer a friend bonus going on.
Exactly.
So I'm personally going to take it. I'm personally going to take advantage of that. So I'm going to get referred by a friend.
Wow.
Because what I'd love to do, mate, is I'd love to trade a couple of TTP accounts up, because I'd love to get on your leaderboard. So that's the goal, by the middle of the year, to be at the top of the TTP leaderboard. I think that'd be good fun, actually.
Lachlan, we are waiting. We are waiting for it, and for sure, as soon as you get there, we'll be very happy to see that. Great, guys. As well as Lachlan already mentioned, we have a refer a friend campaign. Just in short, you send the link to your friend, he registers, buys the challenge with 25% discount, and you get 25% discount as well. Pretty simple. Just invite your friend and you both get 25% off. And this is a wonderful opportunity to start the spring, right? Is it spring?
Yeah. Sounds great, man. Sounds awesome.
Great, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Lachlan, for hosting the stream as usual. Absolutely grateful to have you here. And we wish everyone the great rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, mate. Have a great day, guys. Thank you, everybody. See you soon. Bye.